I got a new game for you, Roy.
Oh boy, I'm right on the edge of my seat.
This is officially licensed by Nintendo. Back when Activision was semi-respectable.
They can still turn out something that's kind of half crap these days.
Yeah, this is Neversoft. This was actually their first game that they did that was not in the Tony Hawk franchise.
So this is not Tony Hawk Pro Buffalo Herder.
No. First thing we're going to do is we're going to turn the subtitles off. This game's subtitles are horrible. I redid all of them, including in that intro video that you just saw.
I appreciate your dedication.
Yes, they all either have bad grammar or they don't match what they're saying. Also, I'm playing on hard. I did try to play this game on insane initially. It just doesn't really work out. Yeah, that is... maybe I should put that up on screen. The original subtitle is Howl!
So something that they really didn't need to subtitle and subtitle ridiculously.
Yeah, that's like a recurring problem with the original game's subtitles as well. And now we got to get those wolves out there because that's our mate.
Hear that, boy? Whoa.
Yes, you told me the first time, Dad. Come on.
You hear that, boy? Wolves. I see them, Dad. I don't have to hear them.
And he said that after having already warned us once before about the wolves. So the game wants you to pick up Ned's rifle to defeat the bear, but I was curious as to whether the game would actually allow you to defeat the bear with your current equipment. And as it turns out, it totally lets you do that. Takes a while, though, as you can see.
It takes a while, but it lets you do that.
It absolutely lets you do it. So he kind of looks like the dad from Cabela's Dangerous Haunts.
Oh, no.
He still has his eye, though.
It's wearing your rifle and that shit in your pants.
Another tick or two and you'd be putting me to bed with a pin.
You know your dad's getting old when he just invites a prostitute over to talk. Doesn't even bother to bang her. He just wants a discussion.
He just wants to see what's in the safe.
You know, at this point, she's really more like a daughter to me.
Immediate sense of stranger danger here.
Oh no! We've had these mysterious men attacking the boat.
Civil War
look,
zombies.
I just killed Nolan North. I'm horrible. I'm an awful person. Well, yeah, Nolan North has regenerative properties. We'll be seeing him a couple of times throughout this.
He keeps coming back.
Yep.
That's a token to the Alhambra, the cat house in Dodge City. Go there and ask for Jenny.
I ain't leaving you, Pa.
God damn it, that's what I'm trying to tell you. I ain't your father. Now,
I'm your mother.
What? That is an ominous train.
Yep. That shot right there is one of the few times where the game actually goes up to 60 frames per second, but they're so brief that it's really not worth doing. It's really not worth recording the whole game in 60 FPS just for those brief moments. Oh, we got a new character here. Uh-oh.
Big boss!
We got a fake dead dad.
We're so sorry, Chris.
You know what that means? We can have two dead dads.
Oh, what's this?
Uh-oh. This guy looks, your beard's kind of clipping there into your shirt.
I kicked you 3 times. Who are you?
You gotta kick them 4 times to make sure they're dead. Everybody knows that. The Alhambra token never really gets explained. Like, how does it work? You show it. Is it like a coupon? You know, you show the token at the Alhambra and you get 1 free whore.
It's like beer tokens at the bar. You go at happy hour, you buy a few, you leave with them. You put sex on layaway.
Well, I mean that's what they don't tell you in the fine print. The sex is extra. The token is just for the whore, just for her company.
It's just for a talk job. That's why his father had it.
Well, that would be perfect for Holden Caulfield then. Wow, that joke went way over your head, didn't it?
No.
Oh.
That book is just disturbing.
Oh, Tom, I don't think that's the... I think You're not facing the right direction here.
Tom's gonna race off the cliff.
Tom always cheats. So we're gonna cheat just as hard. Take a shortcut, but oh, nope. The game doesn't let you cheat.
Oh.
But you still can't like you still have to go around the meadow, but there are 2 separate paths, and I'll be showing both of them off. Yeah, I had a little fun with the subtitles here.
Come on, giddy up.
I have some trouble with this section, at least at first. And then things start to get a little iffy, because this section is supposed to end here, but Tom's not reacting properly here. He's already supposed to trigger his dialogue, and I'm kind of stuck.
Honest Tom just soft locked.
Yes. I had never had this happen before, so I was trying to figure out what the hell to do. It turns out, like, this would be a soft lock. I would have to restart the mission. Turns out the only way to get to resume the checkpoint is to kill your own horse. Because Tom's horse is invincible. Because Tom's horse is invincible. There is an end mission option, which restarts the mission. But there's no, like, restart from checkpoint.
Come on.
Oh no, who could possibly have seen this coming?
God damn it, it took you long enough. So much
I can't tell whether that's supposed to be sarcastic or not, because it seems like such an honest delivery of that line.
He's got an Alhambra token on him.
Oh no, Honest Tom betrayed us. I never would have seen that coming at all.
Much obliged, Tom. If I pass this way again, I'll be sure and throw some dirt on you.
Ba-da, ba-da. Well, it looks like yellow snow. But,
No.
oh, nope. Never mind. We can't mine gold yet. We don't have a pickaxe.
It's just on the ground.
Yeah. So, this is the character that Nolan North is credited as in the credits. Does this sound anything like him to you?
You know, with Nolan North, it's hard to tell.
I mean, he does have a pretty good range, but there's a certain timbre to his voice, and I'm not hearing it.
Dodge City. Take the token to the Alhambra Saloon and ask for Jenny. That's what Ned said just before he died.
Also, turns out Ned's not actually my father. What the hell's up with that?
My not father bought me a whore before he died.
That was a really nice, almost about to die present he gave me.
I remember, kids, $40 was a lot of money back then.
Oh, it was a shitload of money back then. Oh my god, a scalping knife.
Ow! Ooh!
So scalping doesn't actually do anything. At one point in development, there's an Indian trader you could visit later, and at one point in development, you would be able to trade in the scalps of your enemies for cash.
No.
Thankfully, that never got past the development stage. Also, hey, let's go back to the operator. Now that we've got our pickaxe, we can go back and get those gold.
Son. The ferry's out of commission.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Nolan North!
Wanted George Whiskers Mahoney for the wanton murder of an Empire barber following a bad beard trim. Known to be found gambling in the Alhambra Saloon.
They're all this dumb.
I hope when we find him, he's got a soul patch.
Get me a drink, bartender. There, that's the tab with no name joke for this LP. Getting it out of the way early. This part is really nerve-wracking because I had already wasted a good 10-15 attempts trying to get through here. Just getting ambushed by enemies. Rounding corners, and at short range, they can kill in 2 hits.
I think he just wrecked Barry Burton.
Well, I mean, my gun is very powerful, especially against living things. Maybe I'm just reading too much into it, but given the fact that the 2 games came out very close together. Also, look at this. Look at that. That is amazing. It's a sprite on top of glass effects, on top of not even bothering to make a shattered window. So there are arsonists coming in. They're working for Crude, who's the brother of Rude, who we killed earlier.
We're not very original with our names, folks.
Yeah, incidentally, Crude is the only character who Fred Tatasciore is credited for.
You get the feeling that they just gave these guys a list of lines, put them in a hat, shook them up, pulled them out.
I get the feeling that they threw them into the air, activated quick draw, and shot them, and whichever lines landed closest to the voice actors who were sitting in a circle, they were assigned. Oh look, that looks safe. There's some whiskey just right over that crude oil. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's just an object rather than, you know, actual whiskey.
They're attacking the east side.
I love this game so much.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's pretty ridiculous.
The best bad games are the ones that are genuinely fun to play that just have ridiculous premises.
Please, God.
God's not going to hear you, buddy. And if he is, I don't think he's going to have very nice things to say about you, seeing as your last dying action was to burn down a whorehouse because you wouldn't settle for sloppy seconds. Or even worse, it was your boss who wouldn't settle for sloppy seconds, and you're following his orders blindly. Out of sheer loyalty.
Come on, faster.
You're dead, boss.
Actually, no, it's the brother of the sloppy seconds boss.
Mongo is only pawn in Game of Life.
So you would think that this is going to be like a dueling minigame, because Red Dead Revolver had one, where you would have a quick draw, dueling minigame.
Duel mechanic, yes.
Nope, punked ya. It's just another fight.
Aww.
I wish that this game had a dueling mechanic. This also reminds me of that one part of Town with No Name where you can't sleep with a prostitute until you've taken a bath. Oh look, we now have a name for the Reverend. His name is Reed. Hooter Bram was a real person, and according to the historical records of what he looked like, what was he? Oh yeah, ugh. I physically cringed in real life having to write out that subtitle. And we're going to be seeing a lot of cringe in the next video. Oh boy.
I look forward to it.
Yep.
D in quality control has some explaining to do.
Anyway, oh dear.
Oh no.
What are you up to, Denton?
This is going to go to an uncomfortable place.
No, you listen. I'm the boss, and I say this bridge has got to
This
open.
the road to Empire?
Huh? Well, yeah, till Quick Killer shut it down.
Quick Killer sounds like a Mega Man boss.
Even the Irish won't work.
Oh, those damn Irish. Not necessarily
This was a
about them.
different time, folks. We apologize on behalf of the Wild
Oh,
West.
yeah. Also, it was 2005. Very different time of video game developments. I just blew up that man with TNT.
There's a burning arrow stuck in your hat.
Yes. Let's laugh at the white man's white man's pain. That's way more socially acceptable than all of the Indians that we're slaughtering. I'm sorry, folks. This is part of the game. This is what the audience intended, and knowing how the game ends and having played through the whole game once beforehand, I can kind of understand where they're going with this, but only in hindsight. So, yep, we got TNT over there. Essentially, we're protecting one racist stereotype from another racist stereotype. I guess two negatives can cancel each other out in the long term.
Kill the Indians. They're not even subtle about this.
I mean, I know that Cleveland's baseball team were terrible, but do you really have to murder them? So yeah, I'm hiding from these riflemen. Also, not realizing that they're coming up the other side, and they're about to ambush me. Like, I'm not noticing those arrows on the side, because that's usually where they spawn. And oh god, riflemen, please don't hurt me.
I surrender-ish.
Yes, I surrender with my loaded gun pointed right at your face. That is the universal sign of surrender, is it not? at least in your culture. As I, a white man, am perfectly literate in all the ways of the Indian. I, Colton White.
You got to keep that whiskey coming, or this is the hand that he shoots with.
It's how he deals with the PTSD. You see, this is it. Colton is actually woke, and this is whiskey is how he deals with all the racism of his day.
Oh my God, Colton is almost the victim here.
Chuba, let's go.
And then the game crashed.
Aww.
On this cutscene, so I had to do that all over again. In order to switch weapons, you hold down the left arrow on the D-pad and use the C stick to switch between weapons. Doesn't that sound intuitive? Oh no! Can't racist stereotypes all get along? Stop killing each other. They also got like actual native voice actors to do this, which is probably the worst part of this. I can't imagine them having...
I can't imagine pitching this to them.
Nice.
That's a beautiful bridge.
Damn, kid, that was some kind of shooting. Old Quick Killer's gonna think twice before he tries something again.
I call that the irony arrow.
Oh no, he's trying something again.
Okay, so here is a death that I had against Quick Killer, just to show what Quick Killer can actually do. Because on hard and insane, he's really tough, and I'll show you why. I showed
He
the
kills
death.
you pretty quick.
Yeah, he lives into his name. I'll show you why I showed that death. Because when I actually fought him for real here, I think I kind of broke him. Well, I failed that, but there. Oh. He's not moving. I think that whiskey bomb kind of ruined his AI there. At least he spent his dying breath, you know, reaffirming his love for the Green Bay Packers.
The white man's firewater strikes again.
How many men you got coming with us?
Just two, driver and shotgun messenger.
That ain't enough.
That's all you got. Patchy's got everyone else too damn scared.
Patchy's got everyone else too damn dead.
I could use a man like you. I got some business to tend to. You keep the peace while I'm occupied.
I'm pretty sure I saw that NPC motion in Sonic 06. Like, this is, yeah, that is quick draw glitching out there. I cannot confirm whether the Xbox 3... that horse! The horse...
He just got trampled by his own horse.
That horse was a snitch. Look at that dog.
That has to be the mangiest dog I've ever seen.
Look at his walking animation. That's a special walking animation he's got there. Initially, I couldn't find the way back up to the TNT. But oh no! Oh, that arrow came dangerously close to ruining that take. It's
burning
not
arrow
only
in the spleen.
in the spleen, and it's also right next to where his pistol's holstered. So his gun should be exploding right now.
Find a horse. We'll wait for you.
Superb. We're moving right along.
Wait, there's already one in the coach. Oh, you mean a horse? Oh, I am so sorry. Please don't. Please forget I said anything. Don't worry. The racism is almost over. He disappeared. He's a magic. There
He's
we
a
go.
magic corpse.
Yep, we got our magic Indian finally. It only took until the end of video 2, but we finally have a magic Indian. This area also has friendly NPCs. Also, yeah, there are just sections where some of the natives are scripted to be scalping some of the dead friendly NPCs for no reason other than to provide a scripted event. You saw that other guy.
Little bit of flavor.
Yes.
That taste of bile in your mouth.
Yep, a little bit of white flavor. Oh, look, there's another scalping Indian right there. But there's seemingly no reason. It's like the dancing enemies in God Hand. There's no reason for them to be there.
They didn't cut the scalping. They cut your scalping.
You can still scalp, but there's no reason for it. It's just there. Oh, look who it is.
Telegraph wires, and I was beginning to fear for the worst.
Budget Abraham Lincoln.
You recognize that
Your
voice?
precious parts was damaged, I hope.
Oh.
You know how our customers hate bruised fruit.
Oh my god.
That is Ron Perlman voicing a white man.
He left more than a few Apaches dead in their tracks.
Which is very rare, considering he is a white man.
Great service. I'm Mayor Hoodoo Brown. Should you ever need any assistance, please don't hesitate to ask.
If you need a kaiju brain, though, I'm all out of them. He's wearing a Monopoly piece.
Well, hopefully we get to send those damn reprobates to hell, boy.
Yes, we will send them on a ride to hell, Retribution, no longer available on Steam. So once you kill a certain number of people, it triggers a showdown. And instead of police or something like that coming over, it's just a posse of the Marshals guys. And there's a random number that spawns. This time only 2 guys spawned.
That's not much of a posse.
No. It's more like a club meeting. And there, it's already over. That's the same cave drawing that was over at the bridge between Dodge and Empire. That's just a texture.
Hey, so it's a repeating motif.
Yeah, it's just a texture. It's part of the texture. And oh no, my horse! Oh, wait a minute. Never mind. I found some gold.
Just out here where you can barely get to it.
Yeah, bad news is I broke my horse's legs. Good news, I found some gold.
The first has a coat as gray as smoke. He stalks the white man's towns and farms for easy prey.
Isn't that typical? An Indian problem, but you only get into it when it helps the white man.
That sounds about right. That sounds right for the Old West, at least.
How may I serve you, great warrior?
Oh, hey, I just met your brother a couple of miles down the road.
Please tell me they all have the same voice.
Yeah, that voice actor is Jay Tavara, who you may have heard as Code Talker in Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. Oh, there's one Bandit McGee over there again, back for revenge, and he appears to have fused with the railroad there. No, we got to be courteous. We got to get the horse right next to him here.
Parallel park the horse.
Yeah.
Thanks, kid. Here's your reward. It's nothing.
I think that's Honest Tom's voice actor.
His horse is identical to your horse.
Well, clearly that's Honest Tom in disguise, so I think we should steal that horse back.
Oh, there we go. Okay. All is right in the open world.
A whore's getting a beating at the Alhambra. It's your duty to protect her.
Oh no, not a whore! Look at that. Look at the victim's health. Like if I arrived maybe a second later, that would have been instant game over. Also, oh, sorry. I have no idea if that was scripted or if it was a result of me shooting him. Well, let's go out to Empire. I had a take where I was able to get them all in one explosion, but the video got corrupted. So you'll have to settle for 2. I can't make this a perfect LP. I am so sorry.
Still perfectly acceptable. You got them all.
There's a gold patch hidden pretty sneakily over here, behind this sprite of a bush. And I think you're gonna like this next one. There's another batch of gold over here. Now pay attention. Have a good look at Cole during this next one here. Nope, wait. Get off the horse here. Oh, okay. What?
What the hell?
So that is actually consistent. If you interrupt the mining gold animation, the end of it, by mounting your horse, Cole's model goes absolutely crazy. I think the effect is called something like polygon stretching. And, oh, wait, what was that? My gray wolf senses went off. There was that animal that Code Talker wanted us to hunt. He spawns in this area. He spawns in a couple of different areas. This is the first area that he spawns in. You have a couple of different chances to get him. So we're gonna go over here. Wait till he's within range. Wait. He's made of titanium. No, it's scripted so that you have to shoot him with the bow. You can't shoot it with a rifle. It has to be the bow.
Howdy, stranger.
I hear you
It
looking
cannot
for some
be the
extra
gun.
It is awful. Like you can shoot him point blank with a sniper rifle and it won't count. It has to be a bow. I think the worst part of that really is that you can get access to that mission before you have access to the bow. We don't have a bow yet. Why would that NPC even spawn before you get access to the weapon you need to complete the mission? That to me is the more puzzling part. And we're gonna buy some more stuff. This is for the next mission, which we're gonna get rifle damage as well as I forget what else I bought. What did I buy before? I barely pay attention to my own videos. Anyway,
Looking for Hoodoo, I'd wager. This way.
Looking for Hoodoo, get up there.
hey, what did I tell you boys are coming in here when I'm polishing my rifle? I've mentioned before, I think, that Hooter Brown was a historical character.
Chavez in town.
Chavez. Yes.
If you boys can nab him, it'll be a big step toward restoring some law and order here. Get going.
Yes, you heard that right. His name was actually Chavez. Oh, I need to cut that out.
Chavez the Chavez.
Oh no, you ruined it. Now I need to cut that out. Oh, whatever. That was just me skipping the cutscene during that last part of the splice. And now we've talked about it, and I can't cut it out, and it's ruined. Oh no. Remember that town patience meter I told you about? Well, it doesn't go into effect during story missions. So you can just kill anybody you want, and no one will give a fuck.
Eventually, you're gonna find the guy you were sent here to kill.
Just by process of elimination. Also, that guy got really scared. He stole my horse, the bastard! Oh no, we're going back to Heck Ranch. I am so sorry, Rancher. We're gonna get blood all over your precious cows and horses. I promise I'll make this up for you. I'll make this up to you someday. But you might want to take cover.
Are you kidding? You're still on the clock. He owes you for this.
I'm taking you to Hoodoo.
You dumb rube. Who do you think we take orders from?
Who are you calling a rube?
Playing you and your little whore like a pig.
Keep your hands up.
What are you gonna do? Shoot us in cold blood?
Yes.
Who's the murderer?
Probably.
This is where I gave up on my first playthrough through Insane. Webb is on horseback, firing a pistol. Rudabaugh is on the ground with a double-barrel shotgun. And they are annoying as hell. First things first, you need to neutralize Webb on his horse. He's a lot less dangerous when he's on the ground. So that was basically my strategy. This took me about 30 or 40 tries. So we got some barricades. We could break them with the horse's trample attack. And the Mustangs, much like the cattle, don't have great AI. I couldn't resist.
I know.
I feel sad that there is going to be an entire generation of people who watch the Nostalgia Critic and will only know the theme from Bonanza because it was used in the Rob Reiner movie North. Now, normally, given the circumstances here, because this is all going in the LP, we're not cutting any of this. Normally, under the circumstances, we would not condone watching Channel Awesome, given what's going on, but you should watch that episode just for context. And don't say that we told you to do it, but do it. I'm just gonna cut it right there. Let's take a break from playing Gun to play some more Gun. This is Gun Showdown. It is the re-release of Gun exclusively for the PlayStation Portable.
Oh no.
It was created by Rebellion Developments, who are primarily known for the Sniper Elite and Alien vs. Predator series. Although they also do a lot of PSP ports. You'll notice they added a sort of a drum beat to the soundtrack when you use Quick Draw, which I honestly don't know if that was part of the original and the sound mixing was so horrible I never noticed, or if they just added it for the PSP version. Also, they completely cut the sequence with the keelboat, it just jumps straight to the cutscene here. That was due to technical limitations.
Oh.
All of these FMVs are from the, I think they're from the PC version, in glorious 480 by 272 resolution. The minigame ends as soon as you shoot more than half of the bottles. And also, I think that the developers may have run into the same softlock issue that I did.
Okay.
Because the wolves now spawn immediately after you start shooting the bottles. There's none of the extra dialogue in between. Also, in order to accommodate for the terrible horse controls, the AI for horseback riding enemies is, shall we say, dumbed down? Tom.
In honest Tom's case, it almost looks like it's disabled.
Also, you ready to see the most awkward whistling animation of all time?
What the hell was that?
So, this is also another technical change. You'll notice there's a barricade now in front of the bridge between Dodge and Empire. This is another barricade that's put here with some rather unnecessary particle effects so that they can load the NPCs for the next area.
It's almost a game.
Yeah, it comes disturbingly close to actually being a relatively faithful recreation. And now we come to possibly the most controversial change in this entire thing is Quick Killer is now a Pats fan.
Oh no!
Bill Belichick, does your depravity know no bounds? Because the NPCs are mostly gone, the friendly NPCs are mostly gone, they got rid of the town patience meter and the showdowns, which it's kind of understandable. I mean, this was already pretty resource intensive as it is, just with these huge environments that they...
You can't get on the town's nerves if there's nobody in the town to get on their nerves.
Yeah, I mean, they weren't able to change any of the size of the maps, right? So they had to get rid of something to save on resources. They also got rid of Scalping, which I will not miss. Also, I would like to point out that this PSP game managed to have bullet impacts in the environment, and yet Watch Dogs couldn't do it.
I'll kill you!
Ow!
Oh!
My head is just me trying to blow myself up, and the controls just were fighting against me. And then I realized I was playing on easy, so I had to actually like stand like right on top of the dynamite to blow myself up there. And I got stuck in the ground because the ragdoll physics aren't quite as advanced on PSP.
I'll leave the interrogation to you, boy.
Oh, a new mechanic. Watch this animation, it's amazing.
You ain't even a lawman yet. I ain't telling you nothing. Is that the best you got? I'll never squeal. Oh, sweet mother. All right. I'll tell you where the stales are.
Also, another fun fact. When I was doing the Pony Express missions, unfortunately I didn't get it on camera, but when I was doing the first Pony Express mission with Tiny Tubs on PSP, I failed it because I got stuck in the train tracks. I love these extra, like, machinima cutscenes.
We're just building a still next to some TNT. It's cool.
This is from Rooster Teeth's revisionist western, Yellow vs. Brown.
Tell the lads to shift the stilts. If the lawman leaves before the whiskey blows, shoot him.
Also, something about me Lucky Charms.
No time to dawdle, boy. They're moving the last two
What
stills.
the hell?
I forgot all about that. Oh, I haven't really talked about what makes the control, the horse control so bad. It's almost tank-like. Like when you turn, it's like you're strafing almost, and it's pivoting in a really strange way.
See, I was gonna ask because it looks like that horse is trying to kill itself at every single turn.
Well, that's the true dilemma of Rogue. It can't die, but it desperately wants to. Every time it...
I don't want to be in this game anymore, mister.
That was the first half of Gun Showdown, the best version of Gun that you can play on the PSP.
Objectively, the best version of Gun. Go right out and pick it up. Buy 2 copies you know you want to.
It is objectively the best because there's ad hoc multiplayer just for Texas Hold'em poker.
Whoa.
No! What you say? That you only meant well, 'cause you did. What you say? That it's all for the best.
Princess Sally, no!
I smell a prison breakout episode.
The best part in Oblivion is when you get to customize your character in the prison.
This has all been a prologue. Now we get to customize Cole's appearance.
That's Soapy. He's educated.
This may be one of the laziest attempts to make a character appear educated. Just have him use the occasional semi-big word, and then have another character tell us that he's educated. Look at Cole's mouth here.
I'll hold fair. Let me stash some horses beneath the bridge, then I'll scrounge out back of the powder
Facial
shop for
animations
something
by
to last
Jim
2 hours.
Henson.
Check it out, it's the Apache bow.
We can finally kill that wolf.
Yes, you can finally kill that bastard wolf who got away, who was apparently invincible to rifle bullets. So here's the TNT.
This should be enough to blow the wall open. In case I made the charge too strong. It was nice knowing you, Soap.
Oops, sorry, I blew you up. And in case you haven't been caught yet, this will always get you caught. Because there are guards here that spawn, angry and shooting, as soon as you blow open the wall with TNT.
Oh, thank God, Soapy survived.
Yep.
Come on, kid, get your horse and let's get the hell out of town.
After all, he knows 3-syllable words.
And the objective, of course, get the hell out of town.
We're not in Dodge, though, so we can't make the joke.
That's unfortunate.
I served with Ned in the war. He was killed in action 10 years ago.
So Clay said that Ned was killed during the Civil War. I'll explain why it doesn't make sense after this cutscene ends. So I am no Civil War buff, but I'm pretty sure the Civil War ended in 1865. And Clay mentioned that Ned was killed 10 years ago. This game takes place in 1880. You do the math.
Some people are still fighting that war, unfortunately.
Also, given the states, he would have been in the Confederacy. Anyway, I've got a brilliant idea for you, Roy. So, you know that city that we just left?
Yes, sir.
Where we broke out of prison, and everyone hates us, and the mayor's on our back, and
You're pretty much gonna die if you walk into that city.
Yeah.
So I think it's only logical that you turn the bounty in there.
Yeah, you know what? Let's go back there. Sounds like a great idea. Now the game actually does compensate for this if you decide to go back to Empire here. Because you see all those red dots on the map. There's an entire posse waiting for you there. But there's a trick. You can just talk to the shopkeep and they all despawn. Hey, we're gonna get a new gameplay mechanic that's coming up. You ready for it?
Please tell me it's parkour.
I wish. It's ladders. You can climb them. It's a Gatling gun. You can fire it. There's not a lot to fire at it, so we're just gonna shoot at the sun. Take that, sun. How dare you provide us warmth and light?
Die, Daystar.
My name is Colton White, and I am terrified of women. So this episode is going to be like 99% story, and all of it is dumb. There's a reason why this episode is so short, because there's only so much stupidity one could take at any given time.
Hey, kid, where you going?
Hole in one.
Chavez, that darn Mexican, got himself in trouble again.
Them darn Mexicans.
Because this is a revisionist Western, and even the good guys have to have their character flaws. So I've just decided that Clay is a horrible racist, even though he's working with Chavez. It's only a marriage of convenience.
A shotgun wedding of convenience.
Well, they already have the kids. They're the resistors. This could actually be a pretty tough area, especially if you haven't bothered to get any upgrades. The game really goes out of your way to encourage you to get upgrades for a reason. Like when we first went into Dodge, they really encouraged you to do side missions. And it was basically Neversoft saying, hey, we didn't bother to balance our game properly, so please just get everything you can and be stronger so that, you know...
Well, they didn't bother to put that whiskey jug on the floor either.
I never noticed that. I was going to cut this out, but then I thought, no. I've already fast-forwarded enough of this game. I'm going to make you sit here and watch. Sit in my shoes for, you know, a couple of seconds at least. This is what I have to go through.
Give it just a little more time.
Thanks, Port. I appreciate it.
A little more time.
Wait.
Well, we're waiting.
Steady.
And in fact, I decided to slow it down even more. I thought you'd appreciate that.
Isn't this the same train we were just at?
Yes, yeah, that's because that's the train that we were trying to ambush. We wouldn't have gone over there if Chavez hadn't tried to ambush it himself. Basically, what I'm saying is that this entire level is Chavez's fault.
You're the fastest I ever seen.
But we killed everyone at the train once before. Why didn't we just take the train then?
Because then there wouldn't be enough game, and you'd send it back to Blockbuster. Before the rental period was over. Also, because there's not gonna be much time here later, this next the cutscene after this is where the plot officially nosedives and never really recovers. Well, here we go. The shark jumping moment.
Looks like you aren't the only ones being driven off your land.
Bet you Magruder's using them for slaves.
Get him out of there.
We'll take them as slaves instead. There are always subtitles here when someone is speaking Apache, so I couldn't get rid of them.
Axe is just kind of glued to his back.
Yep.
Where did you learn Apache?
I'm not sure. It's like I could understand what he was saying, but I couldn't quite speak it.
What?
Oh, come on.
Better get back to the hideout and plan our strike.
Oh, come on, Cole. What is this? Isn't fucking parcel tongue.
Fucking muggle-ass explanations.
Well,
I don't know. Guess I can speak Apache.
Yes, that I consider that as like the one moment where the plot just completely jumps off a cliff and never really recovers. Although they do try to justify it later, but it's an even dumber explanation than before.
Magruder was our commanding officer in the war.
You're kidding me.
Are you ready for a Civil War flashback?
Oh, I was born ready.
It was late '64. The Confederacy was desperate. Magruder had convinced Richmond to send us on a secret mission he thought could turn the tide of the war. Find Kivera, an ancient city of gold.
Bullshit.
He says one day you will find what you seek, and that day will be your last.
I disagree with that answer.
Time for games, Doctor.
Stop it, Tom. I never agreed to this.
I added that Wilhelm scream because I was very disappointed that there were no Wilhelm screams.
Always in good taste.
This scene has what I call prequel overload, because it not only explains like where the cross comes in, it explains how Ned dies, and now it's going to explain how Magruder loses his eye. It's like every plot event that you would ever want explained in a single scene. We finally got a sniper rifle. We followed up an incredibly bullshit cutscene with one of the worst levels of the whole game. I was ranting to you about this particular level, several weeks ago.
This looks familiar, yeah.
The first section is sniping, horrible sniping from the top, and then you're getting ambushed by the cannon on the main floor in section number 3. And there's only this one checkpoint.
Aww.
Like if you die here, you have to start from the beginning of the level. Thankfully, after the turret section, they give you a checkpoint.
The good news is, killing is like Jello. There's always room for more.
Some great dramatic irony is coming up in a couple of seconds. I think you're gonna like this.
Did you see that cannon out there? If they finish getting that thing ready, it's already up. What are we gonna do?
Be tough. There's plenty of fight left in us yet.
So this took at least, this one section, retaking the cannon, took at least 50 or 55 attempts on its own.
Oh my god.
Not that, and that's not counting the 30 or 40 attempts that it took to do the sniper section. And this isn't even the hardest difficulty.
We're going to consider that suffering for the art, folks.
Clay is kidnapped and in dire need of our help. Let's just ignore everything and help other people instead. Okay, so Toby the Torch is kind of unique among all of the bounties in that he is treated as a story NPC that you have to talk to, which then initiates a boss fight. Well, I decided if I was here, I was going to give him, you know, a free piercing. Hey, that looks good on you.
I used to be an arsonist, but I took an arrow to the palate.
Also, I forgot to subtitle that part, but one of his henchmen said, "I'm not here to make friends." I think that was implied by the guns and the fire, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just overthinking it.
My god, is this what I've been doing to people? I'm making friends all wrong.
He is the great grandfather of the pyro. He only sees a rainbow world when he's setting people on fire. What's with these hats? So an idea came to me. Most open world games don't let you take objects outside of indoor areas, but apparently that doesn't apply to hats in the world of guns. So I decided I'm gonna take this hat with me. It's my friend now. So I gotta push it all the way over to Pat Denton and see if the hat is still there when I trigger the next cutscene. Unfortunately, the hat physics in this game are kind of iffy.
You're my
Hey,
kind
there
of
it
man,
is.
kid. Dodge needs the likes of you. Keep an eye on things while I settle some dust across town.
And for God's sakes, lock that hat up while we're gone.
Kill the gang members on the edge of town.
We need to secure our racks. While I was here, I discovered something rather interesting. There's a visible seam right over here.
It's almost like I'm in some kind of picture thing.
Yeah, it is a gap between textures. I was trying to see if I could get out of bounds there.
Now, most men are too scared to stand up to the outlaws and dodge.
That cutscene took 4 seconds.
What?
4 seconds. This entire part has incredibly short cutscenes. Oh, don't want to run over the dog. Oh, never mind. Alright, so I was curious. What happens if you actually climb the water tower? Because the water tower is part of a set piece later in the story. But I was wondering if there's anything up there in the water tower, you know, just during free roam. Jack shit, it was a waste of time.
But the real reward was the memories we made along the way.
And apparently the real reward was me forgetting to mute my phone before we started recording. See the majestic gray wolf. It's very unusual to see this particular wolf outside of its natural habitat, because usually it's in an R-wing. Alright, I'm close. Nope, I was like a couple of pixels off. You have to be close enough. Sorry, you are close enough. Also, pay attention here at the top of the screen. I'm in range. Now I got it. In between firing the arrow and it registering in its brain, it got spooked. And it still counted.
Thank God.
The system is kind of screwed up that way. Anyway, at this point, I was, shouting and cheering, and I needed to celebrate my kill in the traditional ways of the hunter. Assert my dominance.
Thanks for the supplies, kid. We can step up the pace now. If I can keep the Irish sober.
Ooh.
Even though you have Chinese workers, he's still cracking wise about the Irish. He's a very confused racist.
Clearly also blind based on that shirt.
Greetings, mister.
We're just taking a break in the shade.
He switched voice actors in between lines there. Gotta grab our horse though, because in order to get this gold, we gotta do a sweet jump. And not just that sweet jump, another sweet jump. Alright. Sweet jump time. Here we go!
The Dukes of Hazzard would be... Oh, the horse fell.
The horse is gone. The horse fell. So I'm kind of stuck here. Uh-oh.
Yeah, we'll just enjoy the view.
Well. This is it. It's been a wild ride. Thank you for watching my Let's Play of Gun. It's been a blast, folks. See you later.
All done. Bye-bye. See you in the next game. .72 seconds.
Yeah.
Hooter's been pulling men into town all morning. He's got to have 30 men in town.
30 men, huh? Okay, let's keep track of that. Also, it takes a while, but you can have friendly fire.
Vaporize your own men.
Well, we've reached 30, but there's still some guys left.
Additional supply depots required.
I think your intel was off. Lovely piece of scalp over there from the headshots.
Ooh.
Yeah, his headshots with the pistol have a special animation for them. Or sorry, not the pistol, the revolver. And more amazing texture work over there. Apparently, linens cost 30 cents. That's all I can read. Look at this. Why does this Chinese laundry have whiskey bombs just lying around over there? Because that's the ammo type for whiskey bombs over there.
Those are Tide Pods. Bite into one.
It's the ultimate Tide Pod challenge, where when you bite one, your head explodes. All right, so here we go. This is what scalping looks like. Although, unfortunately, the animation was a little off. That wasn't a great angle. The thing is, we can only scalp dying enemies, though, not dead ones, so looks like our hostage is gonna have to demonstrate what the proper animation looks like. Sorry, buddy.
Hey, that hurts!
Take one for the team.
The character model didn't even change there. Also, there's a seam in between the Buddha's head and the rest of his body.
Buddha that looks like it was cut out of construction paper, but I'm pretty sure that's what that is.
All right, so this next cutscene is pretty intense. I gotta warn you. Though I have done my best to lighten it up a bit.
Western dentistry? Oh.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Enemy AC-130 above!
Sounds like some of your boys are attempting a rescue. Fools.
That was a terrible use of your kill streak.
I can't hold my gun.
Don't be ashamed, Clay. There's other ways of making love.
Never you mind. Just follow that tunnel and I'll see you back.
Come out, wherever you are.
I'm hunting mayors.
It sank when the boilers blew. It's under 10 feet of water. You can't get to it.
When the snow's melting.
They mentioned the snow. There are no winter maps. There's not even like any scripted season changes. I don't know why they kept that line.
More cut content!
You son of a bitch!
You idiot, why'd you give me a gun? You ready for the best cutscene in the game?
Oh, yeah.
I'm Hoodoo Bro!
I hope that wasn't one of the hostages.
You were.
Callbacks!
Love it.
Alright, you know what can make this even better?
Oh, I'm on the edge of my seat.
Dual wielding!
I'm just so happy.
I'm sorry I had to lie to you about the dual wielding.
It's forgiven.
It's 11! The next story mission has some limits with its fast travel. I want to do some side missions in Dodge, so first, I tried to warp to the story mission later, but we're not doing that mission until next video. It is spoilers!
Don't let your kids watch it!
Thanks, Robbie. And it didn't work anyway, it just teleported me back here. So, next I tried to kill myself with dynamite. I ended up falling out of bounds, and it took a really long time for the game to realize that I was dead, because I wasn't touching the ground.
Oh my god.
I might as well give him a farewell cigarette to take with him to the underworld. There, that looks nice. We're going to see Soapy in Dodge. Wait. Denton? You okay, Denton? I'm sure you'll be fine.
Yeah.
This is the start of where I think that they kind of get off track with Soapy's character. He becomes a lot less intelligent starting with this mission, to the point where I think that there were two different characters that they merged together. It seems like there may have been a separate safecracker character that they merged with Soapy, because he acts in a very different way here. There's also very little foreshadowing to Soapy actually being a safecracker. In fact, there's only one piece of foreshadowing, which happens in the prison, and I actually missed it. Also, yeah, these guys are just lining up, taking their turn to beat the shit out of Soapy here.
It's a beautiful recreation of the slap scene from Airplane.
It's Nolan North to the rescue, baby. How we've missed you.
Get on! Hurry up!
Nolan, quick, we have to get across this river.
What are you even doing there, Nolan? You're not even anywhere near the wheel.
No, Nolan's drunk.
Again.
NolanNorth.exe has stopped working.
He's migrated his entire server over to TroyBaker.iso. Basically, as soon as you free Denton, it's a huge section of just mission after mission. And we're not even close to the end of the game yet.
It was nothing but a pisshole for Mexicans.
And a shithole for the Irish.
Big Boss, Revolver Ocelot, and Vulcan Raven.
Only two kinds of white men out here, soldiers and outlaws.
What the hell is that?
That is a bear coat. With most of the bear intact.
What the hell is wearing it?
Sergeant Hollister, son of a bitch who commanded the Steamboat Massacre.
And other than that title card, we get no evidence that Sergeant Hollister was actually behind the Steamboat Massacre at the beginning of the game. We just have Cole's word.
There are some holes in this plot, gentlemen.
You don't fucking say. Alright, so let's do this properly now. Also, keep in mind, Soapy has a hitbox. It's actually important for later. Yeah, he also has a hitbox. Remember that for later. So, this next mission is kind of weirdly scripted. I feel like it was a little more ambitious than Neversoft was really able to handle. And because it's dealt with the pathing of certain NPCs, they got rid of their hitboxes entirely.
Wait, what?
Stay here and watch the door.
Yeah. So I think they just had they ended up making it so that all the scripting was tied directly to NPC positions. So they just got rid of all hit detection for the natives, so that they could script everything without breaking it. Yeah, like I said, in this case, entire line of sight, you can run around behind them, jump around like an idiot, they won't hear you. And you can melee them as well.
Wait. You can scream like a little girl.
That was just Bob. He's gotten into that old screaming yoga phase.
Kill the peeing guard.
Let's ride.
I agree, Soapy. Let's ride. Come on, horse. Let's get out of here. Let's go! Oh wait, never mind, I drowned. Here we go.
One morning I left camp to hunt on my own. I was skinning a small buck when I...
So, given Cole's age here, he's only in his 30s at most. He really should be about 12 in this flashback.
As best he could.
But they use his adult model anyway.
Until a Blackfoot shaman brought me out of it. Ned said I come out of it different.
It's not just historical math that Neversoft are terrible at. They can't even keep their own canon straight.
Wait. This story makes no sense.
Yeah, it doesn't. Also, yeah, I had a little fun with the subtitle there.
Destroy them first.
Yeah, come on, use a drop shadow on your subtitle there. It blended in with Fights at Dawn's arm. I did not skip a cutscene. I did not edit anything out there. That was the actual transition from cutscene to gameplay as presented in the game. This part is really tough, by the way.
You're just in full Indian regalia.
Yeah, without explanation.
Attacking the camp now.
Prior to this game, the last non-Tony Hawk game that they had worked on as a developer was a Spider-Man game for the PlayStation in 2000. Neversoft's first game, I think it was a Skeleton Warriors game for the PlayStation and Sega Saturn. And they also did an arcade shooter for the PlayStation called Apocalypse, starring an incredibly bored Bruce Willis. There's a sewer level that goes that ends up into a shower room for some reason in the cutscene, and Bruce Willis's character ends up going from the manhole cover into the shower room. And there's a bunch of toweled girls running out and screaming when they realize there's a man in the women's shower. And Bruce Willis's character says, completely seriously,
"Nice polygon."
You can't make this stuff up, folks. I like to think that for that line, they just recorded Nolan North and his reaction when he realized just how much more of the script he still had left to record. It's supposed to be difficult, but I found a spot where I can cheese it.
Beautiful.
Mission complete.
So did it just go mission complete and the guys just magically fell over?
Yes.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, you can only do so much with your big war set pieces, you know.
Neversoft, pioneers in narcolepsy awareness.
Neversoft, war set pieces. What are they good for? Absolutely nothing.
Here's some bandages and some cure-all.
And a pink shirt.
Thank you, Old West Master Miller. Really appreciate that. Yeah, in case you couldn't tell, that was very clearly Robert Downs voicing that character.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for being so quick with the supplies.
And there's Robert Downs voicing the rancher for some reason.
They're brothers.
So I've been fast-forwarding through these herding missions pretty often. But this time, I decided to make you watch. Because, this mission is a perfect example of just... first of all, how difficult it is to program AI for this kind of thing, and it's made me appreciate things like the goat herding. That was a terrible joke.
Well done.
Three cows.
I really wanted to make like a specific Sesame Street joke, but there are no instances of Count Von Count counting cows. Like, I tried really hard. There's no episode where the Count counts cows. Children's Entertainment Workshop, if you're watching this LP for some reason, please make an episode in which the Count counts cows, because it's been 40 goddamn years, and that seems like a gold mine.
Son, you got more guts than you can hang on a fence.
So that particular phrase is apparently it's a phrase that's used in Texas, which is not a state that is in this game. So it's giving some extra characterization to our rancher here. Apparently he was originally from Texas. Either that or Neversoft just chose a phrase that sounded kind of Old Westy and didn't realize it didn't fit their setting and just like, who cares? But I'm willing to give some benefit of the doubt.
Phrase originally made popular in 1963.
Really?
No.
I thought the pause was you looking up the origin of the phrase there. I wouldn't put it past you at this point. Anyway, so we're gonna escort these calves over the bridge, and you'd think that a simple set piece like making cows walk in a straight line would be easy, but apparently these cows have other plans. Specifically, this cow to the left here is gonna break from the rest of the pack. Where are you going?
Honestly and truly, at this point, I was expecting the bridge to explode.
I was very confused as to what was going on here. Where the hell are you going?
What?
Wow. We're just gonna go right there?
Welcome back, John!
This entire video is Flex Tape 3. This guy over here, Buck. He is my arch enemy. He is the toughest enemy in Gun. That bastard, he called my bluff. I tried to scare him off, but he called it. I thought I could go in ace high.
Daring Buck.
That bastard. Just thinking, I'll try and scare him by going all in. Nope. He's very happy with that. Let's do this, Buck. Eventually, I got through it all.
You got nothing, Buck.
Eventually, it was just me and Buck left at the table. Once again, I was down a lot of chips.
That win phase is gonna be etched into my nightmares.
Yeah. I was, if I didn't already really like the animal avatar that I have for my YouTube channel, I would change it, but I like the current one I have. He came back from the brink, 180 chips.
How is he doing this?
I don't know. But I got a 3 of a kind, a 4 of a kind, eventually got him in. Look at his face. That is the face of a man who is spent.
That is a sad Buck.
Let's go back and deal with Buck one last time.
You ready to lose, Buck?
Well, things don't go too well at first. I lose all of my chips, well, most of my chips pretty quickly. Thankfully, Buck doesn't do too well either. That guy Jigger over there, he kind of looks like James Corden, doesn't he? At least in his neutral
a little
portrait.
bit. Jigger looks so sad.
He does have one of the best defeat faces out of all the profiles. Oh, down to 15. Thankfully, I got really lucky on this all-in, so I do have some breathing room left. Buck, on the other hand, he's doing pretty well.
Just go down already, Buck. Come on.
Anyway, I got both Doc and Buck at the same time, so now it's just me and Shelly. But Shelly's a fighter. She's not going to go down so easily.
She's working with Buck, isn't she?
No, actually, Buck's working for her.
Oh, I see how it is.
See, she's down to 5. She's all in on this one. But I've got her on a 3 of a kind. On a 3 of a kind on 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Poker Stars on ESPN.
So, we've uploaded several episodes already in 2019, but this is the first episode we've recorded in 2019.
Happy New Year, everybody. More gun.
Hello to everybody in the future.
You're a Jim Dandy.
Alright, so you made a joke last video about more guts than you can hang over a fence being anachronistic slang, but this game actually has some. That phrase, "you're a Jim Dandy," the first use of that slang was actually in 1887. So, this game was 7 years off on that one.
Why would we start taking points off for accuracy now?
Because we gotta fill the dead air somehow. So, I don't know if I've shown this off yet, but while you're in quick draw mode, you can actually use throwable weapons like dynamite and the whiskey bomb.
There's that third arm again.
The leaders of the Red Hand Gang, they've taken over the Alhambra.
The Alhambra is still standing. That's amazing.
It's gonna be theirs if you don't stop them.
Now the Red Hand is up to no good.
Kids, there's nothing more cool than being
taken over
by someone you like. But if someone tries to
plot something big
in a place or in a way that makes you feel uncomfortable, that's
no good.
Thank you, Sonic, for that informative message. So, what amazes me most about this particular Alhambra fight is that all the patrons are still here. The piano guy is here, both the car dealers are here.
The hooker's still here.
Yeah, it's incredible. You know, you gotta say that those are some extremely loyal employees.
Gotta go clear out the Alhambra again.
Alright, let's get out of here. We gotta get out of Hazard County.
Long about now, I bet that boy wishes he had a parachute.
We'll be right back after this commercial break. Let's go over to the Badlands, and there's something suspicious about that house over there.
It kind of exists.
Well, let's go over to the Badlands mine. And I have a strange feeling that if I pick up a TNT barrel that's over there, something will happen. If I bring it over to the house, we gotta stand back, obviously, and not blow ourselves up. Oh, take a look at that.
What?
Yep, there is an infinite supply of ammo of every weapon and throwable item in the game, except for whiskey, strangely enough. And I went out of my way to get an accurate flag for this. That is the concentric 38-star American flag that would have been used around this time period. My name is Colton White, and I approve this message. Colton White, 2020. And now we officially have every upgrade in the game. All 30. And we're at 80% completion.
That is a good round number. Right.
I borrowed Barry Kramer for the editing on this particular sequence. All right, I need to confirm my kill. I need to make sure that he's dead. All right, I think he's dead now.
He's gone. He's on fire.
Yep. The citizens offer their sincerest gratitude. But the railroad is complete now. There ain't no need for the Pony Express. Well, maybe you can still make use of these.
We've worked ourselves out of a job!
Best I ever laid eyes on.
The railroads had nothing to do with the closure of the Pony Express. It was the telegraph. The railroad had been around for years before the Pony Express came along. It literally had nothing to do with it. Come on!
Telegraph killed the Pony Express. Video killed the radio star. Internet killed the newspaper. 1897, folks. Goddamn millennials!
Alright, that's a good place to cut off there. Alright, so this is one of the more confusing cutscenes in the game. I feel like they had an idea originally, and then doubled back on it, once they realized the unfortunate implications. So it seems like they were going to kill Many Wounds. And then they decided not to kill him because he's right there.
What?
But they forgot to make another cutscene. Check this out. Once we eventually get his health down, I got a mutual kill. I died at the same time he did, and it counted in my favor.
Well, that's convenient.
But Hollister's not done yet. Hollister's off to the right there. He's going to try to ambush us. But thankfully, I've played this game before, and I know what's coming.
Die!
So he's loaded up with dynamite, and if you just try to ambush him normally, he will blow up. And it's a one-hit kill. So if you keep your distance and shoot at him, he will blow up safely and kill himself without you there.
And apparently he's also an incredible crash test dummy.
Shame to waste good dynamite.
Ano, Xistikoy, Otak, Espawanyo.
Goodbye, my friend.
It is as if it was written in the screenplay. The screenplay of fate that our ancestors have written down for threes of years. So we have the Ferguson's got a 69 caliber. Nice. And so this is the only gun you need. See all those other guns? Fuck them. You don't need them. This is the best gun in the game by far. It has a firing rate almost equivalent to your starting pistol.
All that money we spent buying stuff for him? Fuck it. Worthless. Wasted it.
Well, it's good for like 100%, but check out the fire.
What happened?
The horse ran over me. The fire.
No, I mean that guy evaporated.
Well, finally, it's time for Soapy to actually do something in this game.
Time for you to go to work.
It's about damn time. You've been nothing but a liability this whole damn game. I feel like this is the Western equivalent of getting a piece of the Triforce. See, there's Ganon.
Wait. Low rent Ganon, but Ganon.
Also, this is the best cutscene in the game. I'm not joking. I actually think it's the best. It's probably the best piece of acting that Thomas Jane has in this whole game. I almost called him Thomas Joyce again.
You kill me and your soul will be as cursed as mine!
This is for Jenny.
I'm also kind of impressed they managed to hand model blood decals on his face on the GameCube.
For everything else they got wrong. That felt so right.
It's the little touches. So here's some further demonstration of the limitations and the advantages of the rifle, because it has a very limited range, but it blows anybody to Kingdom Come if you manage to land a shot with it. So we've already seen the other half of the cross in a previous cutscene. I wonder if you know where it is. And here is the last piece of gold. It's all the way over here on the outskirts of Empire. Now, unfortunately, the game ruined my plans because I wanted to celebrate with one last Stretchy Cole. However, once again, camera blocked the view.
Aww.
But it doesn't matter because we got all 44 pieces of gold. If you stand behind your horse and try to mount it as the ferry goes into position while going to dodge, and you try to mount it on the first frame possible, something interesting happens. 10 out of 10 game design. Great job, Neversoft.
It is the father of all grizzlies. It is a monstrous grizzly.
So, all the way back in the first video, you asked me whether a horse could kill a grizzly. We're gonna put that hypothesis to the test.
Oh, thank you.
The conditions on which he spawns are kind of dependent on his, also, he teleported and just killed my horse in one hit. Although I wanted to make absolutely sure this time, so I went all the way back to Empire after I died. I went all the way, I tried again this time. Tried to make sure to see if I could at least get like 1 or 2 hits on the grizzly. I was really determined. I wanted to see if I could at least get 1 hit on the grizzly with my horse. And I had to sort of like circle strafe around him here. See if I could get at least one trample attack. Although things did not.
That bear is pissed.
Somehow, okay, so when he gets to half health, he retreats back into his cave to start the next phase of the fight, and he's invincible during that time. So I was able to get a trample on him, but it didn't count. Because he retreats back, and it still killed the horse. So I went back and grabbed a horse from one of the nearby stables, just to make absolutely sure... I wanted to make absolutely sure that I couldn't do at least some damage to the grizzly. Nope. Instant kill. So by this point, I now applied the scientific method. I was now absolutely sure that the horse could not kill the grizzly under any circumstances. Alright, so here you go. This is the laziest cutscene in the entire game coming up. I love it. It is a treasure. It should be enshrined in the Video Game Cutscene Hall of Fame. If there is such a thing. And if there isn't, someone should make it just to put it there.
You're fair skilled with a gun, but how you with a blade? To my way of thinking, real men settle their hash with knives. It's more personal that way. Yeah. Unsheath that spear and let's me and you have it.
I'm so confused.
Anyway, we've completed every side mission in the game now. We're a legend.
Oh my god.
In the eyes of those who live on the battlefield. And we're actually right near where Sylvie is to start the final mission. We have 3 weapons remaining, but those we'll be getting during the end game.
It's almost over, folks.
And it's incredibly stupid. And just like my policy for before, I'm going to be concentrating all of the story stupidity in one video.
This is going to be stupid packed.
Oh yeah. I know what's coming, and I think that you are going to love how stupid this is.
Cut them down, they might put us there instead.
Hi guys.
Well, that was convenient.
We might end up there anyway.
Wah wah. Also, did you briefly see the textures loading in on that cutscene?
Yes.
In between our recordings, have you kind of figured out where you think the cross might be? Because we've seen it, the other half of the cross, because we've seen it before. Damn it, are you retconning your own flashback again? There were a couple of lines of dialogue in between. I remember from that video.
Don't be baby Cole. Oh no.
The baby. That is apparently supposed to explain how Cole magically knew Apache this whole time.
No.
Even though by this point he barely had a language center in his brain.
Oh!
The cross was in his axe handle the whole time.
There's a Latin phrase on each arm. It looks like some kind of...
So someone in the comments, I forget who, was hoping that this would turn into like an Uncharted spin-off, that we would go to Kivera. Well, guess what?
Oh, pack your bags, kids.
We're gonna take that cross and find Kivera. So, Many Wounds is speaking English here. I think it's supposed to be implied that he's speaking Apache and it's just being translated for the benefit of the audience. Also, I love how Magruder is given the nickname One Eye by the Apaches.
Well, he is kind of a dick.
Well, yeah, I mean, think about how many child soldiers he recruited back in Zanzibar.
In no time, the house detective arrived, leaving me no choice but to escape via the waste chute leading from the ladies' water closet. Yeah, of course, the view from down there was better than any 2-bit bawdy house peep show. So I decided to stay a spell.
Soap.
Imagine, if you will, the scrubbing I needed when I finally emerged from that cesspit 2 days later.
This joke has not aged well.
No, it's aged perfectly.
Yeah, the news surrounding Chris Hansen has just broke at the time of recording, so... Anyway, yeah, that is why Soap got his nickname.
Tell him to meet me back here at dawn.
Where are you going?
You want your
Getting the hell out of this game. I know what's coming in the final level. I don't want to be anywhere near this crap.
Oh, we're gonna take this train up to 88 miles per hour.
Also, pay attention to their shovels here. That's a lot of coal you're putting in there, Cole.
Well,
you might want to consider actually putting coal in there. Your
wow, the
shovels are
work is
completely
easy when you're
empty.
not actually doing it.
No wonder his shovels were so light.
I always wanted to do that.
Oh, hey, I just filled out my cliche bingo for a card for gun. There. All right. Yep, I always wanted to do that. Was on B16. Hey, I won.
You beat me.
Okay, so there never was a gun 2, but they sort of teased it. I can't talk about it yet, though, because it spoils the ending of the game. But at the end of at the end of video 14, I will talk about the sort of the ribbing and teasing that Neversoft did about a potential sequel that never got off the ground. So I forgot to mention something. Rogue is magic.
Call Harry Potter. We found his horse.
Also, I thought I'd show this off here. They got rid of the Stretchy Cole glitch on PSP. However, they put a new glitch in its place. When you try to mine gold, I was trying to see if I could replicate it. Didn't work. However, you could play the animation twice. What? You could shoot them as many times as you want, and they'll just never die. I've tried that on console. That the horses will die and it's a game over if they die. But
I hear that horse has a cameo in Resident Evil 2.
That's one. We still need 2 more.
Also, look at that amazing HUD. That's going to be like 4 or 5 objectives stacked on top of each other.
You think they took this game to the guys that did the PSP version? The PSP version guys just went, you know, we really want to flesh out the ranch.
Yeah, they actually, like, I read some interviews that, you know, some of the PR, the PR guys at Rebellion were doing to hype up Gun Showdown, and they were, like, really adamant about all the story that they were going to flesh out with these extra missions. And, really, it's... I can kind of understand from a gameplay perspective why they would want to introduce certain mechanics early, especially with the with the missions before Rutabaugh and Webb. But here, I don't know. This seems much more like padding. This is one of my favorite PSP missions, and I think you're gonna love it. I was fascinated by this little detail. They added the occasional cactus to the open world. It just seems like such another innocuous detail that just
10 out of 10.
It's another change that makes little to no sense. I do not remember any cacti at all in the open world in the console version. It's of all the things to add.
It's there, and it takes bullet damage. It displays hits. Guys, you really nailed it.
You put in more effort than Neversoft at points, which I realize is setting an extremely low bar, but still. Really? Oh. Okay. Alright. I guess we'll come back later. During business hours. So we need this guy alive. Because we don't want to get blood on his clothes. Otherwise, that would ruin our impeccable disguise. Oh, there's another bodyguard.
Oh, we are gonna pass for Chinese? Are you kidding me?
Oh yeah, we're gonna steal his clothes. After all, Cole is practically chameleon. You know, the master of infiltration.
Speaks Apache, doesn't mean Charlie Chan. I mean...
Oh, check this out. Look at us. We're beautiful.
Oh my god. It's like Lurch from the Addams Family opened a buffet.
Hey, look, they actually fixed that texture. Also, look, they fixed the Buddha.
They fixed the neck. He's still a cardboard cutout, but the
he's
neck's
also
not severed.
Yeah, he's also a lot less low poly than on GameCube. Oh god, I haven't even noticed the Fu Manchu stashes on these guys. I've become so blind to all of the horrible racism in this game.
Okay, we've got some of Hoodoo's cash. Now we're gonna get some of his hooch. A whiskey wagon will be coming through here any minute, and you and I are gonna give them a little surprise. Tell me, Colton, ever seen a landmine before? Lay some mines down on the path.
Okay, so there is some.
I don't.
Also, look at this. We placed it exactly where the game wanted us to, and we got a game over because the mines exploded too early. Bravo.
That's it.
So I tried it again. Here's the thing. They were really hyping up the fact that Soapy stays with us in the PSP version. However, they weren't able to get Dave Wittenberg back to record any new lines for Soapy. So the usually non-stop chatterbox is completely silent for the entirety of this mission. Wow, you've got some real acceleration on those horses, boys.
Kill as many bears as you can.
Yeah, this is this is actually the part of the secret Cabela sponsorship. Oh, they're up to black bears now.
Oh,
and I got killed off
pandas
screen.
loose. Come on.
I just got killed off screen by a bear. I couldn't see. By the way, the other mission is still going as we're watching this. The bank robbery mission is almost done. Let's see what happens at the end here. I hope it's nothing bad.
This is from Hoodoo, you thieving son of a bitch!
Oh no. That guy.
I'm not gonna make it. Go on without me. Promise me that you'll kill
Oh
that
no.
bastard Hoodoo.
This guy.
Avenge
We
me,
had
Cole.
such fond memories of that guy, whoever you were.
No. I barely knew your name. He just meant so much to me. Barton, that was his name.
Ugh. Also, that's an animation glitch I wasn't able to show off. And it's consistent. It's consistent. That like chest of gold or whatever was in the safe is never lined up properly. So, Cole, what's the next step of your master plan?
Crash, apparently.
Crashing this train with no survivors. Welcome to the final level. On hard and insane, this level is absolutely ridiculous. You can die very quickly. Those Gatling gunners are pretty much glued to you. This section is horrible. So you get one checkpoint as soon as you go over to the junction switch, but then you're stuck behind cover here with these snipers, and you sort of have to play peekaboo. This kids is what cover systems were like before Gears of War. Why, yes, this will happen throughout the rest of the video. Why do you ask? Anyway, so we're in Magruder's mine here, and we're just trying to stop Magruder from, I don't know, from reaching Kivera and getting really rich. Like there's not even some sort of, there's not even an impending peril or anything.
This isn't like the South Will Rise Again gameplay. Switch.
No.
It's just he wants money.
Yeah, one former Confederate general will make some money off of this. Oh no, we must stop him.
This is his retirement plan.
I got a bad feeling about this.
I don't know if you were noticing in the last couple of frames there. Yes, that was Luke drinking the titty milk. Because I think that, whether you loved or hated The Last Jedi, I think that everyone can agree that the best scene in that movie was Link drinking the titty milk. That's an objective fact.
This seems like the perfect place to ambush you. Let's have them come out single file.
Well, presumably this is much more difficult if you don't have every upgrade in the game.
Curses, we didn't think of completionists.
Take the men back.
But leave the women and children.
I'm glad the developers cut the 5 days trapped in a mine.
Yeah, they didn't quite get that particular level balanced the way they wanted to. It was a very last-minute decision. Anyway, welcome to the worst gunfight in the game. This didn't take as long as, say, the cannon, retaking the cannon, but it's far more egregious because you have to climb up to the top, and you don't have any allies with you, and all of these members of Magruder's militia are some of the toughest enemies in the game. And remember when I said earlier that there were big guys in Magruder's army, or at least I thought there were? Well, they're up there, and they're pretty tough. So I'm down to these three guys, and at this point, I'm scared out of my mind. Because I've only gotten this far once out of the couple of dozen attempts here, and it did not go well for me last time. And so I'm playing really cautiously, just trying to sort of eke out any sort of advantage I can out of this. It basically turns
I can see a level of absurdity to this.
Yeah, it basically turns into an Old West version of Whack-A-Mole. That is an absolutely awful fight on hard.
That's rough.
I can't even imagine getting through that on Insane. I know that one of my regular viewers already beat this game on Insane, and to you I say, kudos. How did you do it? Why did you do this to yourself?
My whole life, I've been searching for this.
Has it been worth all the bloodshed?
How can you ask?
We found it at a BBC backlocked. It was an old set from Doctor Who.
On such magnificence.
I don't see anything magnificent.
Did they just blow up one of the mounds of gold we've been mining?
I think so.
That sounds like Ned talking.
No, this is Ned talking.
What, you thought it wasn't going to reuse that joke?
I would be disappointed if you didn't.
Also, yeah, this is supposed to be the majesty of Kivera. So, you remember that really bad final boss from Uncharted 2?
Yes.
Against Lazarevich, where you had to shoot the pods for the Tree of Life?
Yeah.
Now, imagine that, but infinitely worse, and you get the first phase of Magruder's fight.
Come out, you meddling coward!
So there are these, there's these geysers that are around the arena here, and, Magruder is wearing conquistador armor, and apparently the only way to penetrate it is by using these geysers to blow it up. Back in the PSP version, I talked about a new weapon that was introduced.
Mines, I believe.
And I posited that I thought the only reason that weapon was introduced had to do with the final boss. So I'm going to show you the PSP version of the final boss and show you exactly how useful that weapon could be. You can place the landmines on top of the geysers, and if you can get Magruder to run over them, it does damage. Which is actually really useful. And it takes a while to actually kill him, and there's a decent chance that if Magruder sees you placing a mine...
That will happen.
I gotta say, it's certainly a better fight against Lance Henriksen than General Shepard in Modern Warfare 2. So anyway, this is phase 2. It's much easier in theory. You shoot him in the head, and then he gets so angry that you shot him in the head that he throws dynamite packs at you, and you use those dynamite packs to collapse the cavern on him. The problem is that
all that bird shooting that we did in episode 1 is paying off.
Yeah. The thing is, though, that the dynamite packs are not the best, and also if you don't time it right, the three pieces of dynamite that he throws separate, and then they'll ricochet off each other and it won't collapse on the cavern, so you gotta be quick. Squish.
Oh, it's over! We've killed Magruder!
And that's Magruder's siege gun that we get for beating the game. It's a very good gun.
Give the devil my regards.
Enjoy your cross, fella.
Jesus is coming down. Get back here, you can't leave me like this.
Can and will. See you later, douchebag.
Pretty sure he just left you like this. Deuces!
Get back here! I can make it worth a while.
Look at all this gold!
How much money can you possibly have with that conquistador armor of yours?
Damn you! You're never gonna make it. You'll never make it!
That's all, folks.
All right. Well, so for those of you who don't know the context here, my video just froze. I'm gonna have to go by Roy's reactions here. I know what's coming next approximately. So
we're getting out of the cave, thank God.
Yeah, this is gonna be an interesting ending here.
I don't think we're gonna make it to the helicopter though.
That was Gun, a game with the gameplay of Red Dead Revolver and the dignity of Mad Dog McCree.
At least it didn't go as far down as the town with no name.
I've been saving that line the whole goddamn LP. I did promise that we would be seeing what the PSP credits look like. I've been hyping it up for a couple of videos now, and it will not disappoint. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Alright, here we go. They made a little show at the Alhambra. I want to turn up your audio for this.
Hookers and buffaloes.
And some of the original characters too. There's Ned, drunk on the table.
There's Jenny.
Some of the and all of the audio, the voice clips that you're hearing are just like out of context clips from the main game. The opium dealer getting into a fight with Hollister's men, or sorry, with Magruder's men. I think that's Fights at Dawn over there, playing cards with some of the renegades. Yeah, look, there's Hollister. Apparently, he's doing pretty well for himself over there.
He might manage to beat Buck.
And Honest Tom, who's gambling right next to him. Oh, never mind. Hollister died. So, this is pretty funny, but here's the problem. In comedy, generally speaking, you don't want to repeat yourself. And here's the thing, it loops.
Wait, it loops?
It loops. And it loops a lot. Like, I'm fast forwarding this just to make this watchable. So this is the second loop. This is the third loop.
It's Groundhog's Day.
This is the fourth loop.
It's Groundhog's Day.
Loop number 5. And then it goes for a minute.
Then they have the good sense to black out.
A minute and 42 of black screen. No music.
With
just
no
black
music.
Screen.
There were stunts. There were motion captured stunts.
Oh yeah,
I
of
thought
course.
they just faked it all.
Yeah, I mean this was 2005. There was like enough developments or enough technology that they could do mocap stunts. They didn't have to keep.
There was a night shift. There was a third shift. There was QA.
Only one.
One QA manager.
Let's see. Is your guy from QA in the credits here?
Derek is in there. Oh my God. There he is. Oh, Derek.
Ah, good old DivX video.
Oh my god, I haven't seen that in years.
2005, how I've missed you. I have 2 extras videos planned, and they are both going to be amazing. Yeah, in the demo for Tony Hawk's Proving Ground, there was a poster that you could find in the movie theater in that area. I'll have to put an image of this on screen. And it was a poster for a movie called Gun 2: Magruder's Ghost. So far, this is the only evidence that we have of Activision or Neversoft acknowledging that there was ever going to be a sequel or any hint at a sequel. Welcome to the extras video.
Am I inside a house? What am I...
By the end of this video, this might make sense. No promises, though. Also, speaking of weapons, I would not suggest using the dynamite bow on prostitutes, because they have knives. They will rush at you and they will blow you up. You go over here and just sort of rub up against this corner for a little bit. Very easily go out of bounds with minimal effort. And I decided to go exploring here. See what my newfound freedom will lead me to.
That water is shockingly solid.
So I decided what happens if I use the horse glitch here. And wouldn't you know it, some very interesting things happened. Oh, but it's not over yet. Great job, Cole. And then suddenly I hit a kill plane while there's like a kill plane on the side there when you go over.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so here I was trying to use the horse glitch to access the Chinese laundry during your first trip to Empire, and I kind of got stuck because the story mission is very confused here. Something else is gonna happen. We go into the torture chamber. What the hell are you doing here, Rudabah? You're not supposed to be in here. You're supposed to be dead. You're a ghost. This mine area is supposed to be completely inaccessible after you defeat Magruder, but I was determined to see how far I could get. So it's horse glitch time. At the very beginning of that video, that was a failed attempt to try and do this trick, by the way. Also, I have no idea why I was so fascinated by this particular lamp.
No enemies. It's actually kind of peaceful.
Yeah, it is. You know, it's pretty interesting that they made this entire postgame area, or postgame state, for this area, and never used it. Yeah, we could glitch our way all the way back to the final boss arena.
All the way up to the arena.
For absolutely no reason. And if we jump down there, we can't get out, even with the horse glitch. I ran into some issues here when grabbing onto these natives, and he just sort of well, I thought he disappeared, but so I then got the idea. You know, how many enemies can I stack on here before the game craps itself? And it turns out I can have some fun with this. Just by continuously drinking whiskey, I can have a lot of objects on screen. And then a little while later, I was like standing in front of the train like an idiot. And then I realized that the train doesn't have any like death collision at all. So I'm just gonna take the free ride while I can.
We have to get back before the train passes.
You go ahead, Clay. I'll just take the free ride. Right. Oh no! I need to go back onto the train.
I'm scared.
Help me!
What?
It's the vibrating train of the West. Is this what they mean? Is this what Gears of War means by the coal train? I was initially going to have my horse block the train.
Hold your fire until the train.
However, I messed up kind of. Well, I messed up in a good way, I think, because I forgot that the train comes from the other side. However, I ended up doing something even cooler by accident. I'll just let it play out. Okay, so this is something I forgot to show back when we were stealing the opium dealer's clothes. I was going back to Empire and, called for Rogue to come back to me when I was mining some gold. And I was wondering, what's that blue dot doing over there? What's going on, Rogue?
He got into the cocaine.
Oh, he almost got out. Nope. You'll get there someday, Rogue. I'm sure you can do it, boy. Just try your hardest. I believe in you.
One day you'll be in a good game, Rogue.
He's still there. This was just a normal conversation, but now they've redone it as a little cutscene.
God damn, kid. What the hell's going on out there?
This is done with all of the grace and finesse of a 6th grader, using Gary's mod for the first time.
At least it doesn't have mouth flap.
And then you just talk to the ferry operator and the cutscene plays. Did they make the wheel move on PSP? They did. I can't believe they fixed that. Of all the things to fix. I complained about this being unfinished on console, but the PSP version is just amazing. So they fixed the problem with hitboxes that it was on console, but they added about 5 other problems. This, for example, none of the other NPCs know how to move around you if you stand in front of them.
I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going.
Yeah, they also added an extra checkpoint here, which causes some problems. I'll just let this play out and have you react to it in real time.
Wait. Now kill the enemy at the exit. We are almost there.
This actually turned into a legit problem. I had to it turned into a stealth puzzle of its own because I had to sneak around the broken AI to make sure. This is such a awful version of this mission. You know, how much worse can it get if I block Soapy on his way to pick the lock to the garbage chute? Oh dear.
Oh goodness.
Poor Soapy. And I decided, okay, maybe I'll move forward and block it, but nope. As long as I have some sort of hitbox collision, he'll just stand there.
Oh my god. Rebellion, you mad bastard.
He'll stand there.
Why?
What are you doing?
This is more broken than any other PSP game I've played.
There's one more thing that we have to deal with. So let's just start a new game. You know, say on hard, for instance.
Alright.
Those 2 rocks over there, they look mighty suspicious. Let's go over there. I don't know. Let's see what happens.
What was that?
Okay, then. So, this particular code, it's different for every system. On GameCube, it's L, R, and A. So a new options opened up in our options menu. This is the dev menu. We can access any mission we want, any checkpoint we want, every cutscene, and all the side missions.
Wow.
Basically, it's a dev tool that was left in accidentally. And I say accidentally because in the PSP version, there's an invisible wall put in there. You can't even get anywhere near there.